So let's talk about Smash for Switch. Smash Ultimate, Smash U, Smash 5. So I want to talk about the following 5 things: the look, the mechanics, the cast, the tournament, and the community. For the look, it's easy enough. This game is fucking gorgeous. It's clear that we have a good amount of the characters looking like they came right out of Smash 4, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. They put a ton of work into Smash 4, so why would they have to make a new game from the ground up? The engine and many of the game's assets are the same as Smash 4, but with polish, revamping, and it's all reimagined. So this is relatively fine by me. A lot of different games do this. Just look at the Halo franchise, where Halo 1's engine is the same as they used in Halo 5. Remember this point because this is something I bring up a lot in this video essay. I won't bore you by going through every single specific because you can see the game right in front of you, but I love the way the rustic kind of feel comes back. It originated in Melee and it got revamped in Brawl, but we kind of strayed away from it with the cartoony side of Smash 4, which, again, that isn't that bad, but it wasn't for me, and I think this is a much more serious look for a much more serious fighting game. For the mechanics, every Mango Nation loyalist wants to know if there's wave dashing and dash dancing. And if you're looking for a video going to every single detail of the mechanics that we can kind of see from the little gameplay that we have, this video essay is not for you. There's plenty of other videos out there that are doing exactly that. So, the easy answer is no. The classic Melee mechanics aren't exactly back, but we do have some kind of give and take that Sakurai is meeting us halfway with. The game is largely designed around Smash 4's engine, which, again, is not a bad thing because they fine-tuned it to make it faster and allowed more movement options. Things that'll create new meta for the movement are directional air dodge, action out of run, and instant short hop in a way. Directional air dodge, the DAD, is very similar to wave dashing. I'm sure the different applications of it, which obviously I can't know the meta in the future, but will be different than what a wave dash would normally be seen as. And then there's action out of dash, or AOOD. This is kind of like dash dancing. You can use it for a lot of different things, but it doesn't seem like it's exactly the same, though I'm sure the application of it will be very useful. Then there's the instant short hop, which kind of makes the game more accessible to new players because it gives you something that you would normally have to practice a lot, doing short hop into fast fall, into L cancel. Now all of this becomes a lot more easy for new players to get into. This will allow for a new, more aggressive competitive meta to become established and evolve, which can unite people from both games, but we'll get more into that in the community section. We're told that there are other mechanics new. Sakurai said something about there being hundreds or even thousands of new changes, small tweaks in the game. But from what I can tell, they're leaning this game from a more casual sense forward into the more competitive sense, which, for a business move, is a great step for Nintendo in exactly the right direction, especially with how big esports is nowadays. Now, this is the big one that everybody wants to know about, the cast. And this cast is awesome. Most of them are their Smash 4 counterparts with little tweaks here and there. Then there are the Melee dropouts like Pichu and Young Link, the Brawl dropouts like Snake, Ice Climbers, Pokemon Trainer, Wolf, and then we have a few new characters like Ridley, Inkling, and more on the way. But my personal favorite, which is something I think the game could have used more of, are the revamped characters like Link, Zelda, Daisy, and the other Echo Fighters. We're not supposed to be expecting a lot of new characters, which in a way is kind of okay with me because Smash 4 brought in a lot of them, and this is kind of a more complete version of Smash 4 in my personal opinion. Both the new fighters, the revamped fighters, and the old fighters have their own merit, but the game kind of feels very samey to me, and that's not, again, a bad thing, because Smash 4 feels like an incomplete game compared to this, because this took everything from Smash 4, copy and pasted it over, and then revamped it, breathed new life into it, and I think that is a very welcome change. Now, regarding the tournament, I'm going to touch on this very briefly, because it actually kind of leads into what I'm talking about next for the community section. Mango, Armada, Plup, all lost, which was a very sad day, but Zero won, so hooray for him. And I mean that honestly, he's won both Smash Invitationals, and that just shows how he can be very versatile in his gameplay, and how he's super adaptable, especially when the main mechanics of the game were changed, even if the characters were the same. Based on what we saw in the Invitational, the game seems to reward aggressive play, and it seems that defensive play can also be as viable, but it's not as efficient as its other, just like in Melee. The only thing that differs from a very high-stakes, high-competitive fighting game is the punish game. There's zero punish game in SSBU so far. And that is a huge so far, because it's literally newer than a shiny nickel. This game hasn't come out yet, so there can't possibly be a big punish game. But I'm just praying to God that there will be one. I would love to see a very nice combo game, a fast game, and a competitive game. All things that I think we need right now, which leads me to the next topic. Esports is at an all-time high right now, so Smash U being a competitive game would be a great idea for a business and a community standpoint for Nintendo. The communities that we may or may not need to be worried about are the Smash 4 and the Melee's relationship with Smash 5. Me personally, I think Smash 4 is well on its way to dying. Doesn't seem like there's much reason to stay on Smash 4 when Smash 5 seems to be a huge step up in almost every department. Seriously, this game is very similar and almost better in every way. It's more polished, there's more characters, there's more stages, there's more competitive kind of edges to the game, which all leave alone the amazing casual game that Smash 4 is. I love plugging in Smash 4 and playing 8-player Smash with a bunch of my friends. That is the definitive way to play Smash 4 and enjoy Smash 4 to me. But this game seems to have that, along with a competitive side that is not only going to be able to flourish, but it's also going to be able to incorporate the competitive aspects that Melee has and Smash 4 has, and maybe even combine them in a way. Something worth noting, going from Smash 64 to Melee, it seemed like it was a ground-up game, and same with Melee to Brawl. It was starting from scratch, basically. They would take the same movesets, but they would change them in the way of Mario, or even when you went from Brawl to Smash 4, Sheik and Zelda changed, and there were all these little tweaks that would be happening, but this doesn't seem like it's the same. It seemed like they took Smash 4, and then they polished it, and then they made it a more complete version. It's because of this that I think Smash 4 will slowly fade away in favor of the more complete Smash 5. And on the Melee side of it, I'm sure Melee will lose some attention for a short while, but Melee fans will be Melee fans. So they aren't going to let go of their GameCubes just yet. All in all, this game looks neat, but I don't know what's going to happen. Just like you don't know what's going to happen. Just like everybody has absolutely no clue. We can guess and we can speculate, we can think really hard, but no one really knows how the game works yet, and no one knows how it's going to affect the communities, relationships, any of it. So I guess we can just wait for the game to come out and enjoy the other games while they still last.